everyone, welcome again. Welcome once again to Tolu Talks. To another episode of Tolu Talks with Tolu Alokwedua. I am happy to have you here on my channel. Thank you very much for coming. For those who has been subscribed to this channel and you're a returning subscriber, thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in again to listen and watch this content. And then for everyone who has been watching and is yet to subscribe, thank you very much. And I would appreciate it if you could subscribe and interact with this content, like, comment, and even share with your networks. Okay, today on another episode of Tulu Talks. Today is kind of unique because I'll be doing this alone. I'll not be doing this with someone else like the previous episodes that I have put out. I'll be doing this alone. I want to have a heart-to-heart conversation with everyone coming to watch me here today. And then we'll be making a conversation discussing about the the act of saying I am sorry. Yeah, why is it very important to say I am sorry? Or why is it very important for us to have this conversation? Um, I think it's very important because we are humans and humans are relational beings. We are communal in nature. We will have to relate with one person or the other. We would have to relate with we'll just have someone else in our life that would have to relate with. So whenever things do not go the way as planned, what do we do about those situations then? Do we just abandon the relationship and just walk away? Or do we try to salvage the situation just by using the phrase I'm sorry and meaning it? Or doing things to make sure that things goes back to normal? Okay. So if we are not people who would just give up easily or give up on our relationships or get if we are really interested in building our relationships because we really need relationships in life, then we have to do this. We really need to master the act or inculcate the habit of saying I'm sorry. I'm sorry, maybe like the way it has been termed to, we've been made to believe. It's not something that is strange and it's not something that makes us less of human. If there's anything, saying the phrase I am sorry makes us more powerful as human beings, makes us much more vulnerable. And there's power in vulnerability. Yes, there is power in vulnerability. I think I'm sorry to me is like um is one of the most powerful phrases that have ever existed to mankind. But it's kind of it's I don't know why I have this opinion. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong because I perceive that this phrase is scarcely used. We do not use it enough. We do not use it to the utmost advantage for which it was created. I'm sorry is a phrase that reminds me of having access to Control Z on our computers. Imagine when you've typed for so long or do so much and and maybe something happened, you lost the document or you made a very big mistake in the process of operating your computer and you could bring everything back by just pressing Control Z. Imagine how beautiful it is. Imagine how relieving that situation is. Thank God for Control Z. It has saved me so many times. And I'm sure for so many people watching, Control Z has been has been a lifesaver. However, when we talk about us as human beings, saying sorry is just like the Control Z we have in the way we relate with our fellow human beings. I am not saying that saying I am sorry is going to put an end to the pains that you might have caused or to just automatically reset the relationship. But at least it will put you on the path towards making that relationship better. I don't know, maybe to better convey what I mean or how I've been thinking about this phrase, I am sorry. There was a time like few months ago, I was just thinking about these things and I wrote an article that maybe it did not say everything on my mind, but would go a long way to explain like how much we need to say I am sorry. Okay, so I'd like to I'd like to read from my phone this article. It says, sometimes I wonder who has done this to us as humans. We prefer that heaven and earth burns to ashes than acknowledge our wrongs and apologize. Most times we act like we have been trained that saying and meaning the phrase I am sorry diminishes our humanity in any way. Sometimes we do not need that lengthy texts or conversations explaining why you hurt people the way you did or proving that our wrong was right. We are powerful enough to rewrite those chapters of our relationships by limiting the focus on ourselves and validating our neighbor's pains. Stop it. Stop teaching people how to feel or interpret pains and humbly apologize. Allowing our pride and ego get in the way of being a good human being will cause us more harm than good. Sailor. Yeah, I wrote this like when the first time this topic kept coming strongly to me because I observed, I saw that there's so many relationships, and I'm sure so many people watching at this point, like there you can remember one or two relationships that would have been mended, that would have been better, that would have gone on to achieve greater things if that do not no longer exist because one party or maybe the both party do not did not just bring themselves to that point of saying I am sorry or apologizing, validating each other's pain and learning to peacefully coexist and move on from that situation. Yes, so many relationships have been destroyed, and so many more will still be destroyed if people do not master the act. If people do not see that saying I'm sorry is not just going to make the other person look like the one. In fact, we do not need to win. I think as humans, the want for peace, the desire to have peace should be greater, stronger than the desire to be right. So saying I'm sorry would help us achieve that. I know I've said saying I'm sorry so many times, even within the short time you've listened, but I think I need to say it as much as possible. So in our subconscious, we're like, let us see, let us get to that point whereby it's not going to be something hard for us. Saying thank you, saying I'm sorry, and meaning it is not going to be something hard to bring out from us. I don't know. Sometimes in the process of trying to ponder about why people find it difficult to say I'm sorry, I've thought about several things. I like maybe it's by virtue of growing up. Like since, for example, I like for some of us that are from the African continent, I remember maybe growing up, your parents offended you in any way, and then they got to realize that they were on the wrong. They were wrong. What do they do during those times? We only have few parents who would come and boldly say, "Ah, Tolu or my child, I am sorry and I really apologize. I was wrong and forgive me and let us move on." And I will not do that again actually. But what we see is people, they'll give you more pocket money, they'll give you more food, they'll be extra nice to you for that period. They'll do everything in the books but say, I am sorry. And so maybe a child that grew up in that kind of atmosphere will just they will keep growing up like, I can't wait to grow up. I can't wait to be an elderly person. I can't wait to be an adult. At least so I'll avoid using the word I am sorry. No. I am sorry is a word that any young, old, aged, everyone can use. It doesn't diminishes you, it doesn't diminish your humanity in any way. It doesn't make you less powerful. Like I said earlier, it makes you more powerful. It makes you look like you are very much more, you are much more thoughtful. You are much more like, yeah, you are much more human if there's anything like that. Okay. Yeah. So in order to have a robust conversation, I decided that we're going to talk about this on different levels. First, I would like us to talk about like okay, yes, I think I've started talking about the fact that why do people why do people do everything? They like you offended someone. I think you can simply, it's very cheap, very easy, if not for any, maybe if not for ego or anything, it's very cheap and easy to just see the person and go and meet the person and acknowledge that you are wrong and apologize. And you people, it doesn't mean that it's going to reset the situation immediately, but at least it will make you much more confident. It's not like you have to see the person the next time and you have to start skipping a bit. You have to see the person the next time and you're not able to You're not more free. You start feeling uncomfortable in the environment whenever you see that person. No, life is too short for us to be living with those kind of drama every day. Yes, life is too short to keep living with those kind of drama every day. So, like, I think it's a very cheap way to live. Just hello, I'm sorry. This was not what I intended, or I'm sorry. No, you don't even say this is not what you intended. I'm just sorry for making you feel this way. I am very sorry. Full stop. Then we can move on. Yes, the person may take time in digesting the I am sorry, but the fact that you've put it out there is going to go a long way in making the situation better between the two of you. And shouldn't the relationship dynamics may change, but you will know that you did not lose it. It was not totally lost. That relationship was not totally lost during the process of trying to apologize, because you apologize. No matter how they say the story, like maybe the person is trying to report the situation to someone, they say that she did this, he did that, and all that. But in the end, it's going to round off with the fact that she finally apologized. Isn't that a better way for a story to end than up till tomorrow? Maybe the person will apologize tomorrow. No, I think that's not a very good way for our stories to end, or our our description to end whenever people talk about us. Yes, and I think other reasons people avoid being apologetic or apologize I think is because maybe we're not considerate enough, or maybe they've not discovered, or they are yet to understand the gravity of what they have done. Like, they're yet to discover that this is how bad what they said or what they did to you is. So maybe that is why they avoid apology. But I think I will be an advocate of the fact that you see that someone else is hurting because of what you did, consciously or subconsciously. Even if you do not understand how grave what you did is, I think it's totally fine to still apologize. Maybe by and by, when you finally understand, yes, you'll be able to apologize better. I think this brings me to a point where I would like to um relate to a quote by Jamal Sheet. Jamal Sheet. He made a quote saying, "Apologies have expiry dates. Do them in time. Don't let people get comfortable living without you." I'll say that again. Apologies have expiry dates. Do them in time. Don't let people get comfortable living without you. Maybe in the time we are trying to still process the situation, that may take a very long time. That may, in fact, take a lifetime. Do you know that we would have bought ourselves some time by actually apologizing, even if we've not fully understood why we really need to apologize? We would have bought ourselves some time actually. But when we fully understand the gravity of our offense towards our neighbors, that's when we apologize. We may have lost that relationship. We may have lost opportunity to explore an aspect of life with that person, because we are still trying to, like, when I actually feel that this is wrong, that is when I will apologize. I don't think that's the right way to go about things. If it's that this person just obviously feels hot, just apologize. And then I know it's not going to be an easy thing and all that. Even if the person doesn't agree, but that has started a conversation that you can always go back to say, "I'm sorry. Please, I'd like your opinion on this in the comment section. I'd like you to confirm or tell me if this is right, or if there's something else that could have been done, if there's another way to go about it." Okay, besides saying this, okay, for example, I'll give scenarios of maybe absent parents, maybe because of work and all that, they've been absent from really raising their children, and their children have grown up like independent for the most part of their life. For example, maybe the last time they really saw a very involved parent was when they were 4 years old, and maybe at the age of 24, the parent started coming to them like, I think I need to be more available for my child, for my son and daughter. You didn't This person is no longer a toddler. This person is like already an adult. So you imagine the awkwardness with trying to with having trying to be all lovey and dovey, all caring. We will be like, Mommy, is everything all right? Daddy, are you sure everything's all right? You know I can take care of myself. You know I can handle this. See, people, just that child has grown used, has become used to not having the parent around. So that when the parent decides to start coming around, the situation becomes awkward. It's be hard to actually build that kind of relationship back. It takes a lot of work, a lot of commitment, a lot of pain to actually build a relationship back. So making the most of the opportunity we have to say I'm sorry at this point in time is a very good idea. It's a very good step. Then also, um, like and I don't somebody's asking, maybe somebody will be asking, do I need to do I really, really need to apologize? Why do I really need to apologize? What are the benefits of apologizing? Okay, I'd like us to start by saying that apology is a normal thing. Like in an ideal world, ideal situation, it is normal to apologize. I did something wrong, I apologize for it. I did something like praising people, telling people well done, then it should be a normal thing in an ideal world. It's just the complexity of humans that make it look like it's something we need to really have a special conversation in order to start having, or it's something we need to take special time in order to start having. It's a normal thing. It should be a normal thing. Normalize. Hello? Normalize saying sorry and meaning it. Normalize apologizing when you are wrong. Normalize even trying to apologize to make sure that you do not lose that situation, you do not lose that relationship. Yeah, that does not mean that you will not speak up for you will not speak up for yourself, or you do not have any right to be wronged or something like that. That does not mean that that's how you should live your life. But if you've seen if you treasure your relationship more than being right or being winning an argument and all that, you look for every other means to make sure that situation is sorted out than just allowing the misunderstanding to fester for a very long time. I hope we, I hope God gives us wisdom to actually handle our relationships well. Then also, um, I like to say that whatsoever a man sows, he reaps. If you sow, if you are someone that is thoughtful, you are kind enough to think about what I did to this person is not good, and you're able to apologize. It is normal that people would react that way to you, and when they do not react that way to you, like since I think I will don't let me get ahead of myself. I'll talk about that one um as I wrap up this conversation. And another thing I would like us to discuss in the act of saying sorry is how not to apologize. Yes. How not to apologize. Okay. Being being someone from the Yoruba tribe in Nigeria, West Africa, there's we are a tribe, we are a people that believe, and I really agree with it. And I think this thing is not just limited to our tribe. We believe that most of the communication, like 90% of our communication is done with body language and not just what you say. Because we have so many words that mean different things, but the body language, the context in which it is spoken makes it different. So is saying I'm sorry. There are different ways to say I'm sorry. Because I've been advising that we say I'm sorry, try to manage our relationships better. Because I've been saying that does not mean that we can just throw the word I'm sorry, like sorry anyway, and then without really meaning it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I've been saying. Say sorry and mean it. There's a way you can say sorry, and this person will be like, no, this person does not mean it. And there's a way we can say sorry and we would actually mean every word. The person who is receiving the apology from us will know that this person means the apology. She means it. And then, for example, when you say I'm sorry, that's not an opportunity for you to add conditions. to your apology. Like saying things like, if you think talking to you that way was a wrong thing. I think I used to be in this show. If you think talking to you, if you think saying shut up or calling you those terrible names was a wrong thing, because that's the way I normally talk in a normal day. But if you think that it is a wrong way to have told you told you what I was supposed to tell you, if you think that is it, then I'm sorry. Adding those kind of conditions to saying I am sorry is not a very good way to say it's not even a way to say I'm sorry. In fact, if anybody says that, you just like, oh, thank you. I think you shouldn't have come. You shouldn't have even brought up this matter. You're not ready. You're not ready to say I'm sorry when you start adding conditions to apology. Yeah. And also trying to, when you say I'm sorry, say I am. I think that word, that phrase is complete on its own. It doesn't need you to add or remove from it. I am sorry, and you mean it. I think it's powerful enough. But some of us, we won't rest there. Our egos will not allow us rest. We'll just have to add to the fact that um add a form of defense to it. Add reasons. Avoid defending your action. When you come to say I'm sorry, it is not an opportunity for you to defend your action. It's not an opportunity. You see, some people will even say I am sorry and bring it to the point whereby at the end of that conversation, you will be the one apologizing to them that sorry for telling me sorry. You'll be the one apologizing to them that sorry for telling me sorry. This is not an opportunity like, I am very sorry, but you are not patient enough to even say the truth. No, that has taken away from the fact, that has diluted the idea that you wanted to apologize. Please, that is not a good way to say I'm sorry. But I am saying I am sorry, acknowledging the present pain, acknowledging that you were wrong, or you acknowledging how you made that situation bad or worse, then apologizing for it and promising to be a better person. It will go a long way. It will go a long way in really conveying your information, communicating to the person that you are really sorry. See, when we say I'm sorry, it gives us opportunity to it gives us another opportunity to be a better person. It gives us another opportunity to create second chances or another chance to have a better relationship. Like personally, yes, it's also, it means that we are grown, and we are thoughtful. We are more thoughtful about our actions or how our actions affect others. You see that there's so many benefits in saying I'm sorry, but I think I don't know why we only see the fact that it makes us feel like we are wrong, or it makes us feel like we lost an argument or we lost a battle. This person is all right and I am all wrong. That's why we avoid saying I'm sorry. I don't think we should major on that. That is just minute compared to the so many benefits attached to saying I am sorry. Okay, I think um I can't overemphasize that we have our relationships, um we sustain and maintain relationships that are very important and all that, to give us a second chance at making things better. And it's growth, just growth. When you can bring yourself to the point of saying I'm sorry, it is growth, and it shows how powerful you've become as a human being. While I've said all these things, I would also like to add, for the person who is being apologized to, please do not make that mistake of putting your life on hold, waiting for someone to come and apologize to you, or waiting for someone to give you closure before you start moving on from a particular situation. You are much more powerful than that. It's like you are giving the power to live to somebody else. You are giving your power, your right to live. You are giving it to somebody else by waiting until somebody comes to apologize to you before you move on from a particular situation. Maybe it may take somebody a whole lifetime. It may take somebody 20 years. Do you want to be stuck 20 years ago before you start? No, you would have, when you, I think the best thing, I know it's hard. The person hurts you, and I acknowledge the hurt that has been done to you. But the idea is, take time to heal, then forgive yourself, and also forgive the person in advance. If the person finally come around to apologize to you, or not apologize or even never come to terms with the fact that they were wrong in their lifetime, you'll still be able to live the best version of your life without like holding any grudge. See, do you know how bad it is to hold grudges against people? It's like you building a a high-tech prison and putting yourself in that prison for yourself. That is not good. I think free yourself from the prison of unforgiveness, and then whenever the person choose to come and apologize, or if they never even apologize, you are still living the best version of your life. You are still your wonderful self. You are still giving yourself opportunities to make mistakes and become a better person. You are still giving yourself opportunities of having better relationships, people that would treat you better. You're teaching yourself several ways that you can treat people better. You're teaching yourself how to be more considerate while relating with people. For example, when somebody, if there's anything I do not like in a relationship I had with somebody else, I forgive the person, yes. But if at all I never, like if at all the person never comes to terms with the fact that they offended me or and all that, I won't let myself get stuck in that. I would just like, this is how I do not want to treat, because this is how I felt. So this is how I do not want to treat somebody else. This is how I do not want to treat somebody, or this is how I do not want to handle my next relationships. I think that would go a long way in help making us better people, um, in life, and totally. I just hope that this conversation really helps you to heal and really helps you to move on. And then for people, the main purpose of this conversation is normalizing saying sorry. I hope we also start learning that saying sorry is not something that is beneath us as humans. It's part, in fact, if there's anything, it makes us better humans. I pray God would help us in Jesus' name. Amen. So I would like to hear what you think about this. I would like to see if there are situations you've tried out. You've said I am sorry and it has really made your relationships better. And I would also like to know if there are other situations things have gone from bad to worse because someone did not deem it fit to apologize. I would like to read your experiences. I would like to know more. I would like to learn from you. And thank you. I think this is a good place to wrap up this conversation. But thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in to listen to this conversation today. And I hope that this would help in any way possible. I would like to hear your testimonies about this. Okay, until I come your way in my next video, I would like you to keep subscribe to this channel. I also like you to interact with this content, like, comment, and also share this with your network, with that person that you feel needs to have this conversation and needs to have this conversation with his or herself. And till I come your way in my next video, I love you, and keep growing as a human being. Thank you.